Hello everyone, it's Dawn and welcome back. And if you were able to join me yesterday, you will have seen me making two different backgrounds with a gel plate medium with watercolours, dyes and stamps, or die cuts and stamps. So today we're going to use those ones, even the one I thought might be a failure and end up in the bin, which is the second one I'm going to show you today. But I'm going to show you two different ways that we can use them, so that nothing is wasted. As crafters, we never waste anything. So we're going to make two 5x7 greeting cards, and for my first one, what I've done, make sure I've got it the right way around, that would be a disaster. I've just put some red, just plain, well actually it's mottled red cardstock, but any cardstock will do, just a plain one. And I've glued this to my 5x7 card, and we're going to use this pinky red one, whatever colour you like to call it, and we're going to pop that on with some foam tape. So I'm just going to very quickly take off the backing tape, and I think I'm going to have those dots. These are actually blobs of paint, but we're going to use them as embellishments to our card, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. So this is going to be a relatively quick and easy card, the first one, and the second one isn't going to be much more complicated than this. So we're going to put that one down first. So there is our setting. Now in my photo stock, I have found this beautiful image and I thought it went brilliantly with this. So I haven't got foam tape on this one, I've got double-sided tape. So I'm just going to take the backing tape off again. I'm going to cover that blotch up there, and I'll probably cover that blotch there. So that's going to be my guide. I'm going to make sure that that blotch is covered, and I'm going to make sure that that upper blotch is covered. So once we've stuck it down like that, we've got our image. If you've got dies or stamps or whatever you like to use, you can do that as well. Or you can do it that way. I've just used one of my stock photographs to keep it nice and easy. And we've got three blobs of paint which we're going to use as embellishments. Now this is going to be a birthday card, but of course you can make it for any occasion you want. I found this happy birthday in my stash, and again I've got it on foam tape, and I'm going to pop it down in that corner so that this edge and the bottom edge matches, so that they're in line. And there we have our first card. Now that was quick and easy, wasn't it? So let's just get rid of the debris, and I'll slide that one up there. Now this time I've done it the other way around. For this one, which I thought, when I first peeled the bits and pieces off, I thought, oh my word, what a disaster. But we're going to master the disaster by turning it into a greeting card, or at least we're going to try. So this time, what I've done, I've used this straight onto my 5x7 cardstock, like that. And this time, again, with foam tape on the back, like this, I've got a coordinating mottled mat, or a plain mat, and I'm going to take the backing tape off. Hopefully it'll come off quickly. And it does. Wonderful. Going to turn it over. Because it's foam tape, we really only get one go. Now, actually, I want to show you a trick. If you're not sure that you're going to put this in the right place the first time, let me just slide that to one. I almost forgot about that. That was almost today's deliberate mistake. If you put some glue stick to be precise, over your foam tape, this won't take away the stickiness of it. It won't necessarily add to it either. But what it will do, you can do this to double-sided tape as well, but what it will do is give you a bit of a chance if you don't get it quite in place the first time, because you can slide it. But I'm actually happy with that. But because it's got glue on it, I could have lifted that up without it tearing like that. So there is a top tip for you. And I'm going to press that down because I'm quite happy with that arrangement, or that positioning. And once you pop it down like that, it doesn't look too bad. So if you want a bit of an irregular background, that's the way to do it, as they say. Now, again, if you were with me yesterday, you would have seen, well, originally it was white. It's not very white at the moment. I used this clock face, which was a die cut. Now I am going to use my glue stick once again, and you won't see much of this by the time we're done. but it might just act as a little background for what's going to go on top of it. Now this is Roman numerals, and I've got to be honest, I'm not much good with Roman numerals. I can never work out which way it goes, but it doesn't really matter because, as I've said, you're not really going to see much of it. So that's probably wrong, but in fact it is wrong, but that doesn't really matter too much because I have found in my flower stash, I found some of these most gorgeous sunflowers, and sunflowers are my favourite flower. And I saw this and couldn't not use it. So because it's quite a big flower, actually this was part of a garland which I brought from the works. I'm not sure if they're still available. I'll have a look on their website, and if they are, I'll add a link below. But that's where I got it from. It was part of a garland, and all I did was cut the flowers off. And they've got some gorgeous leaves, so you can cut the leaves off and do other things as well. Or you could just use it as a garland, as what it was meant for. Now that would be a novelty, wouldn't it? Especially on this channel. But I didn't do that. So I'm going to put a blob of hot glue, because these are plastic on the back and they're quite thick. You will need hot glue. So this has been warming up quite nicely since I started my first card. We're not going to use it again, so I'm just going to pop it right out of the way. And I'm going to stick it right in the middle of my clock face like that. So you see what I mean when I said you're not going to see much of the clock face once we're done. Now if you really wanted to be adventurous, you could stick these petals down, but I'm not going to do that because I don't mind a bit of a dimension. So you might need a box to put this in. I'm not sure it might fit into an envelope, or we could make an envelope with an expandable envelope. We could do that, but it might fit into a flat envelope if you push it down. It might do. We might have to try it out, but it does look like it's floating a bit. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use, this is a Pick pen, but your alcohol pens or any type of pen that you've got will be absolutely fine. Now I'm not going to guarantee in any way, shape or form that this is going to be accurate, because I'm a crafter, not a botanist. So there we go. So all we're going to do is give it a bit of a base or a stem. So I'm going to give it a stem like that. And I will give it a leaf, but I cannot guarantee that it will be a perfect sunflower leaf. In fact, it probably won't be. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to come up like that and draw it down like that. So I'm just going to give you some basic tips on how to draw a leaf. And then we're going to go up back the other way. And we're going to come down like that. And then all I'm going to do is fill it in. See, I haven't even bothered to use a pencil. I don't bother with pencils for things like this. I do if I absolutely want it in a particular position, or if I'm not sure what I'm doing, which is the way it is most of the time. But I thought, well, let's go for it. So I'm going to just fill that in like that. And I'm not sure as yet. Shall we have a leaf the other side? Oh, let's go for it. Why not? Be adventurous. So I'm going to put one slightly higher up. If you are going to do two leaves, another tip for you, don't put them absolutely side by side, because in nature that never happens and it does look a bit odd. So just put it slightly higher, or if you've put this one high, put it a bit lower, but offset them. So we're going to do that, maybe a little bit higher. And again, we're just going to sweep down, sweep up the other way, almost like a mirror image. And we're going to just pop that down like that, round that out. Actually, that one could have been rounded out a bit more, but that's all right. Make it up as you go along, like I do. So once we've done that, I'm just going to very quickly fill that in. So by the time we finish, you're not going to see an awful lot of this background, but I'm not going to be doing any more to this flower or this card. I'm not even going to put a sentiment on this one. Well, not yet anyway, because I'm not quite sure for what occasion it's going to be. I recently had a birthday and I've got lots of lovely people to thank, so I might end up making it into a thank you card. So, which is why you haven't seen much of me this week. But for one of the reasons anyway. Birthdays and care duties don't leave much time for videos, but there we go. So there are, well, that's one of our cards where we've got our jelly or gel plate medium print, or our gel print shall we call it, on the back card base like that, and we've got our mat there, and then we've got our other card which we've done the other way around, where we've put our mat there, our gel print there, and then our embellishments. So there we go, there they are side by side. I hope you've enjoyed that and found it useful. and that you have a go at making your own. Even if, like my first one, you think, oh my goodness, what a mess. Don't throw it away. Keep it to one side, pop some mats on it, 2 or 3 mats if you want to, but at least one. Put another mat onto it, put your embellishments on it, and then see what it looks like. So there we go. We've mastered a disaster. So that's what we did with this one. And this one, we use the blobs of paint as embellishments. So there's always something you can do. So there we go. So you can use anything and think, oh yes, I could turn that into something. Or even if we hadn't put these on, perhaps we could have turned these blobs into flower centres and made some flowers out of them. So there's all sorts of things you can do. So never think it's wasted, because it isn't. So there is my there are my 2 cards for today. So I will see you again in our next video. And until then, thank you so much for watching. If you are enjoying these videos and you haven't subscribed yet, thank you to all those that have. But if you are enjoying these videos and you haven't subscribed yet, please do hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell, and YouTube will let you know every time I upload a new video. And I'll see you again in our next one. And in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Stay safe, everybody. Have fun. And as always, happy crafting. Bye-bye for now.